In Pokemon Violet, most people catch their starter and breeze through the game like it's a Sunday stroll through Paldea, but not me. Oh no, I decided to do something incredibly intelligent community calls a shiny badge quest, which basically means I hate myself. The rules? Simple. I'm not allowed to earn any badges, not gym badges, not Titans, nor Team Star until I catch a shiny Pokemon. There is 18 total badges in this game, so that means I have to catch at least 18 shiny Pokemon, but I'm adding a bonus rule at the very end, which you'll just have to stick around and wait to see what that is. So basically, no shiny, which means I could spend 6 hours looking for a slightly different Lechonk just so I could get permission to battle a gym leader. And I wish 6 hours was the low end of me waiting to progress in this game. And yes, this includes full odds early on, so basically the odds are not in my favor. But throughout the game, I'm going to use every shiny method available to me, so that includes random encounters, full odds of course, outbreaks, sandwich making, and the Masuda method. When we get to those in the video, I will explain what each of them means and does for increasing our odds. So get ready for this journey because it's going to be a long one. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and don't forget to subscribe for more Pokemon videos. Let our journey begin. So my Pokemon journey starts just like everybody else's, with this random guy breaking into my house. What the heck? After introductions are taken care of, we are then offered a choice of 3 starter Pokemon, which sadly in this game are shiny locked. So we'll have to come back to this at a later time. But this is actually my 3rd playthrough and I decided to choose the starter that I have not used in any playthrough yet. And unfortunately it is my least favorite starter, that being Quaxley. Let me know in the comments which your favorite Paldea starter is. Since the starters are shiny locked, I've got to get creative for my first shiny in this run. Luckily Pokemon Violet has a feature called mass outbreaks, where a ton of the same Pokemon spawn in one specific area. If you knock out 60 of them, your shiny odds get a big boost, jumping from 1 in 4096 to 1 in 3065. Still, the odds are still pretty big, but having that big jump definitely saved my sanity. So I'm diving into the wild, hunting down an outbreak and grinding through those 60 KOs, because the shiny is not going to find itself. But of course, after knocking out 60 of them, nothing. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if my game's allergic to shinies, or if they're just holding out in spite of me. Another few hours go by and the odds were in my favor. Every spawn feels like it could be the one. Any second now, that sparkle could change everything. I had to keep that hope going, because after 5 hours, right when I was gonna call it quits, this guy showed up. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my gosh. This is literally taking hours. And I finally got it. Oh my gosh, we finally got shiny Numel. I've been hunting this Pokemon at this location for probably 5 hours. This is our very first shiny of the entire run. Oh, I'm so happy. So I catch this shiny Numel and name him Anatomy, and rather than just jumping into the gym battle, I decided to go after my very first shiny starter in this run, my true starter, to help me get through this playthrough. So I grabbed myself a foreign Ditto and began breeding with my starter Pokemon Quaxley. I set up a picnic and periodically checked the basket for some eggs. By breeding Quaxley with this foreign Ditto, or specifically a Ditto that is from a land that speaks a different language than your own, your odds in hatching a shiny Pokemon goes all the way up to 1 in 682. This is what the community calls the Masuda method. One thing that I did have to learn while doing this hunt, the shiny odds and the stats of every Pokemon in each egg is generated right when you pick up the egg from the basket, not when they're hatched. So a nice safe rule of thumb is to save the game before you start your picnic. That way when you hatch all of your egg and you don't get a shiny, you can just shut off the game, close it out, boot it back up, and you're right there at the very starting point of collecting more brand new, possibly shiny eggs. I learned this the hard way, because if you don't do this way, you'll be spending several precious minutes transferring all the Pokemon that you just hatched out of your box, and unfortunately there's not a select all or select multiple button in the Pokebox in this game, so you have to release every single one of your newly hatched Pokemon single-handedly, one by one. So learn from my mistakes and definitely save before you start a picnic. This method definitely is not one of my favorite because of the tediness of it. The picnic setup, the gathering of the eggs, and then even the hatching of the eggs, just running back and forth. It just is very boring and not my cup of tea. For this being my first ever real Masuda method hunt, it seemed like this hunt lasted forever. But thankfully it did come to an end, and after 580 eggs, we finally got that shiny Quaxley. Oh my gosh. It finally happened. Oh my gosh. Dude, after almost 600 eggs, I finally got the shiny Quaxley. Oh my gosh, let's freaking go. I've never seen his shiny before. With Q finally on our team, and we have that true starter in our party, I thought now is the perfect time to finally take on the first gym badge. Ooh, but wait, what's that? Maybe this is just me, or maybe this is a shiny hunter mentality, but you almost get in this groove, or maybe you want to call it an addiction. When I saw this Strudel outbreak, I knew I couldn't pass this up. So I quickly knocked out 60 of them and increased my odds and began doing my picnic resets to see those sparkly purple eyes. A few hours go by and I was getting really tired of just focusing on these little teeny eyes in this grass field. The great thing about these outbreak hunts is you pretty much have 24 hours to shiny hunt the Pokemon that you want. Though I don't like to be sitting in the same exact spot for 24 hours, I was determined to get this shiny. And this shiny finally showed up a few hours after this hunt. I have been running around in this field looking at eyes for literally 2 straight hours, and you can see in the back left corner, there it is, my shiny Strudel. Let's go. Oh my gosh, my cat Sunny is even excited about this. Oh my gosh, let's go. Oh my gosh, let's go. Now we just have to catch it. But not today. Not today, shiny Strudel. Welcome to the team. Now that we have Nanami, Q, and now Sukuna on the team, I knew that I was going to be able to cleanly sweep Katie and her bug type gym. And that's exactly what happened. Her bug types were no match for Nanami. With all this confidence of just wiping the floor with Katie's Pokemon, I knew that I could start taking on bigger challenges like the Sky Titan and getting some of those nice movement buffs for Miraidon. Though I had a lot of confidence going into this Titan fight, I think it was a little misplaced because it was a bigger struggle than I originally anticipated. I had a lot of Pokemon go down, a lot of revives and super potions had to be used, but thankfully, we finally got it done. We were able to celebrate by making ourselves a nice little sandwich. Now that this Titan is all taken care of, I knew that I needed to beef up my team a little bit, so I did a little bit of training, and I got Quaxley evolved, and started my next hunt. Keeping it simple, I've just mainly been doing the outbreaks, whatever the game gives me every single day, and trying to figure out which shiny I can get. A tarantula outbreak on my map, so I headed over to that part of the map to start shiny hunting this bug Pokemon. This shiny is so cool because it changes from a white to a red color, very distinctive, so I knew that as soon as the shiny showed up, I would see it right away. But the shiny that showed up wasn't even the one I was expecting. Oh my gosh. Oh.
What?
A full odds shiny Hoppip. I was doing a tarantula outbreak and this happened to be here? Full odds Hoppip in the wild. Freaking let's go. Oh my gosh. I still cannot believe I got a full odds shiny Hoppip. Oh my gosh, dude. So cool. So we welcomed Hisoka onto the team and began making our way to the next town to take on the gym leader, Brassius. But Brassius was a walk in the park. I don't know what happened, but apparently I've lost the footage for my first Titan battle with Cloth. But I just want you to know that it did happen, and that's why it's not here in the video. But with that out of the way, I knew it was time just to beef up my team a little bit and explore what Paldea had to offer, all while making my way over to the third Titan, Earthworm. I'm just swimming along the western sea of Paldea, seeing which parts of the map I can navigate this far into the game. What I wasn't expecting is this random shiny showing up. What are the odds? What is going on? No. What is going on? What is going on? What? I'm literally just... No. Stop. No. Let me leave, please. I didn't even... Please. Okay. We got the save. Quillfish, back the F off. Another? Oh my gosh, dude. What are the odds? Literally, yesterday we got a full odds Hoppip. Full odds shiny Hoppip. Today, literally within 24 hours, we get a full odds shiny Clauncher. I'm literally just going around exploring the overworld. I wasn't even trying to find a shiny, and here we are with a shiny Clauncher, dude. What are the odds? Holy cow. Now I just have to catch it. Oh, and a great catch. Beautiful. So we caught this shiny Clauncher and decided to name it Cell. And if you're this far into the video, comment down below what you think this naming trend is. First person to get this right will get to choose our next shiny hunt, and I will send that shiny to that person. So on to Earthworm we go to take out this Steel Titan. Nothing really notable happened. The battle wasn't too crazy at all. We easily take down Earthworm and get that Herba Mystica sandwich to buff up our Miraidon. With the Steel Titan taken down, it was time to shiny hunt once again. Lucky for me, today there was a Tadbulb outbreak, and I knew I needed to get this Pokemon because Bellibolt is an awesome shiny. Definitely one of the best shinies in all of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I knew that this hunt was going to be coming with some problems, mainly being that Tadbulb only spawns around water, which is fine, but in this game, you know how bad the Switch struggles to render out anything that's going on in water. It turns into a slideshow. But as long as you can get through that, the hunt isn't too bad, or so I originally thought. So while Bellibolt is definitely worth a shiny hunt, Tadbulb, on the other hand, may not be. The reason being is because Tadbulb is so small, and the shiny difference between the non-shiny and the shiny Pokemon is just a little color change from a slight orange to a red on its tail. So with the combination of the size of Tadbulb being extremely small and the color difference being very slight and only at the tip of its tail, I knew this hunt was going to be a rough one. But to my surprise, it showed up a lot sooner than I thought.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Is that it right there? Wait a minute. Is that it right behind us at the far end? Is that it? It is! Let's go! Wait, I thought my shiny hunting was... My luck was all run out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we did it. We caught a shiny Tadbulb. Well, we're going to catch a shiny Tadbulb. Let's freaking go. A shiny Tadbulb. I was very worried that this shiny hunt was going to take forever because it's so hard to see. Because it's so small. But there we go, baby. Shiny Tadbulb. So you know what that means? We're going to have to kick off somebody off the team. Or maybe Lelouch. The shiny Litleo. Oh. think it's gonna have to be Litleo. I'm gonna put Litleo in the box. So with Tadpole finally on the team, I knew I had to get this leveled up as soon as possible so I could take on the next gym. So I pumped Tengen with a bunch of rare candies and got it evolved right away. With Tengen finally realized its max potential, it was time to take on the water gym and beat up Kofu. With Tengen on the team, it went as exactly as you probably expect. No hitch, no problem at all. Definitely one of the easier gyms in this game. Catching a shiny Pokemon before every major battle in my playthrough of Pokemon Violet. Today we're using the Masuda method to get ourselves a shiny Ralts. With the Masuda method, you just need a foreign Ditto, and that boosts your shiny odds to 1 in 682. I thought I was ready for this grind, but boy was I wrong. Over 450 eggs in, and I was starting to lose hope. I was getting closer and closer to that at odds mark of 682. I was starting to think that I didn't do the Masuda method right. I just knew that I had to be patient and eventually it'll pay off. And boy, did I have to be patient. After 712 eggs, we finally got that shiny Ralts. Though I was over odds on this Masuda method shiny hunt and was starting to lose my mind, I think the shiny was definitely well worth it. And lucky me, it's a male. This was taking so long, the tedious work of doing the picnic, putting the eggs in your box, putting the eggs in your party, hatching them, just takes so long. Finally. Oh. When I arrived in Medali, I was tasked to find the secret menu item to get the chance to fight Larry and obtain that next badge. After absolutely steamrolling Larry, I'm talking one Pokemon, one move, and done. I felt unstoppable. I walked out of the gym like a champion, and that's when I saw her, Nimona, blocking my path, smiling menacingly, like she hadn't just appeared to ruin my entire day. I didn't have time for this. I had shinies to find, but I figured, hey, superior intellect, top tier team, easy win, right? Wrong. Wait. What does this ability do? Turns out I was underleveled, outmatched, and not nearly as smart as I thought, but what I lacked in skill I made up in numbers. I basically threw half a dozen Pokemon at her until something stuck. It was messy and a little bit shameful, but I survived. Now back to the real journey, shiny hunting. Here's the part where I'd be a great Pokemon YouTuber and tell you about all the wonderful experiences I had, shiny hunting and expanding my Pokemon knowledge. That definitely wasn't the case. And I guess this part of the journey was expected. Boy, was it painful. 3 whole days, 72 hours and some change, and nothing. This was the driest part of the entire journey. I didn't know if I was built for this. Outbreak after outbreak, hours of encounter powered sandwiches, nothing. I was starting to lose hope. I hunted every single outbreak that I had every single day on the map, and nothing. I spent countless hours and traveled several hundreds of thousands of miles on my bike just trying to hatch anything shiny. At this point, I was not picky at all. I just wanted to see one Pokemon shine and sparkle that glorious new color so I could move on with this journey because I was stuck. Finally, after 3 whole days, countless outbreaks later, finally find this beautiful pink Pokemon. There I go again, showing off that superior Pokemon intellect, completely ignoring the cardinal sin in Pokemon shiny hunting, and that is saving before encountering your shiny Pokemon, and this is what I deserve. Though we lost a beautiful shiny Heracross, this encounter alone gave me a ton of confidence and energy back into my journey because I had that spark again. Seeing that shiny Pokemon just made me itching and motivated to get that next one and not let it slip through my fingers. So I went to the very next outbreak that I had on my map, and it happened to be a Toedscruel. After knocking out the 60 base Pokemon to increase my odds, I started picnic resetting in under 30 minutes. One of the top shinies in all of Paldea showed up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That literally took less than 30 minutes. Oh my goodness. There it is. Just a little guy. Shiny Toadscroll, dude. It's so cool. So dope. Let's go. Been looking to get an upgrade. Oh, no problem catching it either. Let's go. Shiny Toadscroll. Welcome to the freaking party. Let's go. So the main lesson I learned from this hard dry spell into these two back-to-back shinies is patience does pay off. With Tamari added to the team, it was finally time to take on Iron Treads. I have no idea how this is gonna go. Oh. Why did I think it was gonna be harder? Why did I think this was gonna be a harder fight than it was? Well, that's not a problem. No problem at all. I flinch again. Good, thank goodness. Yeah, there we go. With Iron Treads finally taken down, I can start gliding with Miraidon, which will definitely make my shiny hunting so much faster and easier because I can traverse the map that much better. Well, do you remember how I said that perseverance always pays off and that you need to be patient when it comes to your shiny hunting, and that I was at that point my longest dry spell of any shiny Pokemon in this playthrough? Well, it happened again. But don't worry, I stuck to my own philosophy of just being patient, persevering, and sticking to good old outbreaks. It was only a matter of time before a shiny showed up, and I'm just glad we've got this one because it'll help us out with the next challenge we have in our journey. Oh, there it is. Yes, dude. That literally took... Get your big booty out of the way. That literally took 17 minutes. Oh my goodness. I've been doing different outbreaks for like 3 straight days. Oh my gosh. Finally. Shiny Snow-Run, let's go. Oh, we should see if it's a male or female. It's a female. It's a female. You know what that means. Oh. It's actually kind of a disappointing shiny. Now that Free Room was finally on our team and I had that ghost typing that I was looking for to help us beat up Busta Rhymes, we took her on, and though Free Room didn't play a big enough role as I thought she would, this battle was a piece of cake because Ryuk was absolutely dominant. With another gym badge done, it was again time to take on the shiny hunt. This time I was going for something very specific. I was going for my favorite shiny Gen 9 Pokemon of all time. So how do I specifically hunt this without a sparkling powered sandwich? Well, we have to take advantage of the outbreak system in Pokemon Violet. Every day on your map, you'll be able to see a Pokemon image on the map with this glowing red symbol behind it, indicating that it's a massive outbreak. And those are set in your game for 24 hours according to your time on your Switch. One way that you can take advantage of this is changing the date and time on your Switch. So to reset the outbreaks and get the specific Pokemon that you are hunting for, all you need to do is go over to your system settings in your Nintendo Switch, scroll down until you get to your system settings, and then go down to date and time. Here you want to turn off synchronized clock via internet, because obviously if you sync with the internet, it's not going to be able to let you change what time it is. Time zone doesn't matter, all you're going to change, and then you're going to go to date and time, change this to a different date, and then change the time to 11:59 p.m. Once you do that, you just load back into your game, and then it's after a minute, once the clock hits midnight, the outbreaks will reset, and you'll be able to see the new outbreaks have reset at the top right of your screen. You get these two different pop-up messages knowing that there's new outbreaks to be hunted. So you continue this process until you get the desired outbreak that you want, and that's exactly what I did to get this specific Gen 9 Pokemon to show up so I could shiny hunt it and add it to my collection. 5 straight hours of just riding around, resetting spawns, and trying to stay diligent when it came to my shiny hunt. The relief of seeing that shiny sparkle was definitely worth it. I was so excited I had no words to say. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Finally, it's here. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what a dope shiny. I'm speechless, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, dude, this hunt took like 5 hours. Oh. Oh boy, was it worth it. That's one of the coolest Gen 9 shinies. With our shiny spied up Suguru freshly caught and ready for battle, it was time to head to Alfornada and face off against the psychic gym leader, Tulip. This was a perfect opportunity to show off our new bug type and let him shine, pun intended. Tulip didn't go down easy, but thanks to some solid strategy and a little spied up swagger, we walked away with another badge in the bag. Right after the battle, we pulled up the map to scout for our next shiny target, and lo and behold, talk about some amazing luck. A Dragonair outbreak just appeared in the Western Lake. A shiny Pseudo-legendary? Say less, and we were on the move. I decided to make a Dragon level 2 encounter power sandwich to help get rid of those pesky water type Pokemon and let me just focus on the Dragonair. All I needed was avocado, smoked filet, tomato, and salt. Boy, am I so glad that I decided to do this sandwich method, because only a few resets later, the Dragonair was ours. Oh my gosh, that was so fast. That was so fast. Oh my gosh, dude, that took less than, what, 30 minutes? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I made that Dragon Encounter Power Level 2 sandwich. That helped so much. Let's go, shiny Dragonair, baby, what a catch. So we named this female Dragonair Dawn and then made our way across the lake to take on the final Titan in this journey, the false Dragon Titan, Dondozo. This fight went pretty much how you would expect. Tengen really just handled his business, but he did slip up just a little bit. He was holding the Pokeball upside down. Ugh. Sorry about that, Arven. With this final Titan down, I can now traverse the map with all the movement abilities at my disposal. We literally have one more gym badge to get, and basically this challenge is over. I'm just kidding. We still have to go through all of Team Star, but Team Star doesn't give you anything in return for beating them, unlike the regular gyms and the Titans. So that's why I saved all of them for last, because I really don't care to get through those, though I will be shiny hunting before every single battle for the Team Star leaders. Lucky for me, at the time of recording all of this footage, it was right around Pokemon Pokemon Day at the end of February 2025. Pokemon decided to do a mass outbreak event in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for nearly a month, from February 27th to March 20th. For Paldea, the only region that I have access to in this playthrough, the mass outbreaks include Charcadet, Smoliv, and Finizen. And with this massive outbreak event, shinies are more likely to appear in these outbreaks, so as a shiny hunter going on this special challenge, that was music to my ears. So I decided to stock up on these shinies, seeing if I could complete the shiny line, but I'm only going to be counting one per species for this challenge. And boy, this was very easy. Charcadet was the perfect Pokemon to hunt to take out the final gym. That being an ice type gym, I knew the fire typing would come in handy to take out Grusha. I will say the shinies of Armarouge and Cerulege are beyond disappointing. Cerulege is my favorite Pokemon in new gen Pokemon, and its shiny is just absolutely disappointing. But I still love this Pokemon, so when I finally caught that Charcadet, I knew exactly which of the two I was going to evolve it into. There he is. There he is. Let's go. So dope. Yeah, great catch. Let's go. Let's go, baby. With this Charcadet finally caught, we named it Charmy and then took on Grusha. With the final gym leader taken down, I was pretty much done with this challenge, except for those pesky Team Star leaders. Yes, the storyline is great between them and Penny, but unfortunately they don't give me anything back, so we're going to speed through all the battles and the shiny Pokemon I collected on the way. Gosh, yes. Oh. How long was that? Okay, only 30 minutes, but this is literally my third outbreak I've done for this Pokemon. Oh my goodness, dude, what a relief. I've been waiting so long for this squirting little monster. Finally. Having to do with the water, their size, and of course, you can see the frame rate of water hunts. Like, water hunts the worst. Okay, there we go. It's about time. Shiny! Let's go, baby. Yay! Shiny! There you are. Let's go. Such a dope shiny. Shiny. Let's go. Finally. With all the team star leaders finally taken out and a bunch of new Pokemon added to our collection, it's time for a recap. So our main team heading into the end of the game is the shiny Gallade Ryuk, the shiny Toedscruel Tamari, the beautiful, the wonderful shiny Cerulege Charmy, Q, our starter, shiny Quaquaval, Fushiguro, our shiny Artibax, and last and certainly not least, shiny Bellibolt Tengen. With the dream team finally assembled, Arven wanted to put our skills to the test before we made our way into Area 0. As it turns out, Arven is no pushover, so I definitely had to be on my A game for this battle. We start out with Ryuk going against his Greedent, and Ryuk starts off the battle by setting up a Swords Dance. With our physical attack at +2, the Sacred Sword that Ryuk used next was definitely going to be a one-hit KO. With Greedent down, Arven sends in his Toedscruel, so I switch into Charmy to hopefully give ourselves an advantage. Toedscruel actually outspeeds Charmy and hits us with a powerful earth power, and it got me a little nervous. Luckily, Charmy was able to hang on and hit back with a powerful Bitter Blade, knocking out Toedscruel in one hit and healing himself. Next, Arven sends in his Garnackle, so I send in Q to give us that type advantage. Seeing that I'm quite a bit under leveled for this matchup, I go for a workup to give myself a little bit of a boost and follow it up with an Aqua Step. That Aqua Step does pretty good damage, but doesn't knock out Garnackle like I thought it would. Luckily, Garnackle's body press doesn't do too much damage, and I'm able to knock out Garnackle with their Aqua Step. Arven's next Pokemon is Scovillain, and I decided to keep Q out there and try to do a super effective wing attack. And it did incredible damage, taking Scovillain down to pretty much 1 HP. But unfortunately, that was enough HP to let Scovillain come back and hit us with a powerful energy ball and knock Q out. My back is against the wall now. I don't have a great tight matchup for Scovillain with any of my remaining Pokemon, so I just tried to do as best I could. So I sent out Fushiguro, who I thought would outspeed, but unfortunately Scovillain gets the first hit off with a nasty Fire Blast and knocks Fushiguro out with one hit. Now I'm panicking. I send in my trusty Charmy to hopefully do some sort of damage and stop the bleeding in this battle. But again, Scovillain outspeeds and hits us with a nasty crunch, knocking out Charmy. I should have done this from the very beginning, but I send out Tengen, the beefy Buffy Bellibolt, and I knew whatever Scovillain hit me with, I would be able to tank it and finally finish off Scovillain. Lucky for me, Arven sends out his Cloyster, which is a terrible matchup for him, but a great matchup for Tengen. But here we go again. Being underleveled and outsped, Cloyster actually gets the first hit off with a strong liquidation, taking out Tengen without Tengen even being able to fight back. With limited Pokemon left, I knew I had to send out Tamari to hopefully take advantage of the typing of Cloyster. And with a big Giga Drain, Cloyster was finally locked out, leaving Arven with just one Pokemon left. So it's my 2 Pokemon versus his 1 Pokemon. Arven signs out his ace, Mabastiff. So I send in my trusty Ryuk. Even though Ryuk is 10 levels under leveled against this Mabastiff, I truly had confidence that Ryuk was be able to take out Mabastiff because of the type advantage. But no, Mabastiff still outsped Ryuk and finishes him off with a super effective play rough. So now I'm down to my last Pokemon, Tamari the Toedscruel against Arven's Mabastiff, who is terastallized. And I knew this battle was coming down to the wire. I'm outsped by my Mabastiff, and he uses terastallized power crunch that does a ton of damage and leaves us with 20 HP. Tamari, being able to hang on, uses a spore and puts Mabastiff to sleep, which is huge for us if we're going to be able to come out with a W. I decided to terastallize Tamari as well. And with that grass-powered terastallization, a Giga Drain did no damage. But with Mabastiff still asleep, I was able to hit another Giga Drain and give myself a little bit of a cushion until Mabastiff woke up, hit me with another nasty crunch. But Tamari hangs on for 1 HP, and now I'm in a pickle. I don't know if I need to heal or if I should just go for the home run. I knew I outsped Mabastiff, and I knew that Giga Drain would give me some HP back, so I decided to go for it. And wow, what an intense battle. Tamari with 1 HP was able to take out Mabastiff with that Giga Drain and give us the W. That was my toughest battle so far. I am not looking forward to the Elite Four after that rough performance. To progress further in this story, you had to take down Clavel as well as Penny, and both of them were a walk in the park. So now it's time for the Elite Four. And again, they weren't really anything to write home about. I don't know why I struggled with Arven so much, but the Elite Four and even the champion was really easy. And after all said and done, I became the new champion. And of course, my arch rival Nimona wanted to take me on and prove her own worth against the new crowned champion. I wiped the floor with her team pretty easily, and she was hyped about it. We cleared out Area 0, taking out the evil doctor, and finally got access to the full extent of Area 0. So this is where our final shiny hunt begins. I have access to Herba Mystica now, so I can make sparkling powered encounter sandwiches to increase our odds in finding those elusive shinies. So I built this beautiful masterpiece of a sandwich, looking as appetizing as ever, and I started my hunt. And while I'm cruising around Area 0, with this being my final shiny hunt, I had a good amount of time to reflect on this entire journey. It's the one we want. Iron Hands. I know I'm like a year, 2 years late to this game and to this playthrough and style of Pokemon, but I have been absolutely loving this, like making this video, playing this game this way. It's been a ton of fun. And I've realized that I've put off this hunt for weeks now. I've just, like I said, been grinding raids left and right, just getting ready for this hunt. And I probably went a little overkill with the raids. And, you know, trying to get all my Pokemon EV trained, IV trained, all that. Oh, there he is, there he is. Shiny, let's go. A shiny Iron Hand. That wasn't that bad at all. I should have saved. Through this whole entire playthrough, that's my biggest thing. I never learned. I never learned that I needed to save. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Shiny Iron Hands, let's go. Perfect. And that only took about 10 minutes, not too bad. But like I was saying, before we found that amazing shiny, I was grinding a little too hard for this hunt because I realized that I didn't want it to be over. I've loved playing this game, I've loved shiny hunting, and I wasn't ready for it to come to an end. But as we have just caught our final shiny Pokemon, that is the final shiny Pokemon that I need to catch. Of course, we're going to keep playing this game. We're going to keep grinding it. So I'm having a blast. Of course, I can't wait for Legends ZA to come out. That's going to be an amazingly fun game to grind and shiny hunt, hopefully. But yeah, let's finish out this sandwich. See what other kind of shinies we can find. Maybe we'll get lucky on the way up. If you guys subscribe, you guys will have all of the luck. Oh, you have to subscribe for that. You literally have to subscribe for that. I called that, and then immediately right after, we get the shiny. Oh my gosh, there we go. The shiny Pomo. Look at that. Oh, pink little guy. Look at him. Oh my gosh, finally. There we go. Nice. There we are. Shiny Pomo. Let's go. Oh. I literally said I would be fine with an electrode because that's the one we needed, and we literally just manifested it. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. And we crit catch. No, it doesn't get much better than that. I will take a shiny electrode. Such a sweet shiny. No, not too bad. Well, for one sandwich, not too bad. We got Pomo, shiny electrode, and Iron Hands wasn't showing up, but Iron Hands. No, not too bad for one sandwich. That is going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this shiny badge quest in Pokemon Violet. If you did, it would be much appreciated if you drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I got another shiny video coming out very shortly, and I can guarantee you're not going to want to miss it. But for now, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.